it's Frank Conniff. TV's Frank from Mystery Science Theater. Also, the monthly live movie riffing show, The Mads Are Back with Trace Beaulieu. And I am here in Kim's Video. That's right, there's a Kim's Video back in New York, in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, at the Alamo Drafthouse. How awesome is that? The 80s was when I first started renting videos. It was in Minneapolis, actually, I think. I remember watching Chris Elliott's Action Family on video. I don't know if anybody remembers that. One of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Hey, Dad, let's kill him!
I don't know about that. Well,
Shoot him! We can blow his brains
I suppose I could, Danny.
A store like Kim's Video was the equivalent of the internet back then. There was just all kinds of discovery happening there. And I think maybe the fact that you had to go out and go into a store to have that discovery just kind of added to the appeal of it. Kim's Video was just stuff you'd never heard of. And the tapes, some of them looked like they were just put together in underground basements. So it just seemed like a whole world of discovery that you didn't necessarily get in a Blockbuster or a video store like that. The Doll Squad, Cinematic Titanic, which was the live Mystery Science Theater show that I was in, we riffed this one. So I've seen this one like 8 times. So I know this movie more than I know Citizen Kane, I think.
Stick it in your mouth. Come on.
I think I've heard of this title. First of all, great title. Even Hitler had a girlfriend. And I haven't seen this film, but this is exactly what I was talking about, that you come to a place like Kim's Video and you see this and watch this lonely bastard spend his life savings on call girls in less than 2 weeks. I mean, this is the kind of thing you look at, even the title would draw you in and would influence your purchase.
Can I feel those?
Sure. Just let me get one more thing.
Pam Grier and Friday Foster. Great title, but just a great name for an action hero to have, Friday Foster.
What are you doing here?
I'm delivering the milk.
I was looking for kind of offbeat kind of things. I think maybe one way to describe it would be I was looking for the John Waterses of the world that I wasn't aware of, you know, the really kind of offbeat filmmakers, and that would apply also to like 60s and 70s like exploitation films, you know, and also art films. You know, it was like kind of the whole spectrum of that kind of thing, and it was really, you really had to go to a place like Kim's to find stuff like that. It wasn't easily available the way it sort of is now. I always thought Promises, Promises was a hit Broadway musical written by Neil Simon with music and lyrics by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. But it's also a Jayne Mansfield film, which I didn't know until this moment. You'd think I would know stuff like this. Finally on video, the complete uncut edition.
You want something? See you later.
Darling, the time has come.
Dinner won't be ready for another 15 minutes.
Sweetheart, forget dinner. I've come to talk to you about our child.
There was a company called Something Weird Video. A lot of the films that we did on Mystery Science Theater were from the Something Weird catalog, but the great thing about coming and finding these movies yourself is that a lot of these titles, like Hellhole Women, which we never did on Mystery Science Theater, and I'm guessing they're too raunchy and they're too, you know, dirty, let's face it.
One day I'll kill her, I swear it.
You mean Magda? Forget it, honey. What you need is a wet tongue on a body. That'll cool you off.
That's all you lesbians think about, isn't it?
That's why most of our stuff came from the 50s and 60s, because that's before people were allowed to really go nuts with that stuff. Although this Girls in Prison, this looks like a TV movie to me. So it might be pretty tame, but who knows? A big part of exploitation too is, from what I understand, sometimes they would just come up with the title of a film before they wrote it or anything, and they thought up the poster of the film first, because this will grab people, and then almost as an afterthought, they went out and made the film. So a lot of these boxes have that kind of vibe to them. I actually watched this one recently, Drive. He said this is one of only 3 films, I think, that Jack Nicholson directed. Before he did Easy Rider, you know, Jack Nicholson worked with Roger Corman a lot, and he wrote the movie The Trip, and he co-wrote the movie Head, the Monkees movie. I thought it was a good movie when I watched it.
Fuck you, man! You bend over and kiss my ass, baby. All you got to know is do I have hemorrhoids? Anything else is a ritualistic, systematic attempt to degrade me to your level.
Go to work.
For me to come in here and look at all of these titles is really something, because, you know, we live in an era where supposedly everything is available. I think I have a pretty good awareness of a lot of stuff that's out there, but a lot of this stuff, like artists under the big top, perplexed, like, what even is this? Although Doomsday Machine, we riffed, in Cinematic Titanic, we riffed this one.
Stop. Hammond time. Ho, 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 ho.
You know, I love when they take a famous title like Journey to the Center of the Earth, do a slight variation on it, and then they don't have to pay for it. When people discover films, they just go out and find it, then they feel and then they like it either because it's so crazy or just because it's a really good film. Then they have a connection